War Room the Hockey Podcast, episode 44 this week. Thank you for joining again. This week is another quick news and notes episode. My fault, some coordination with some busy schedules as well as life caused me to fail in my endeavor in coordinating having everyone's favorite goaltender join me in studio this week. Because of that failure and because of just the understanding of work and other things like that, I am alone in studio again this week, bringing you a short, quick episode again, same as last week, touching on some news and notes. The trade deadline is Monday, but some moves are already occurring. So, some news and notes to cover real quick for you. It'll be a quick one this week again before we settle in for a full War Room episode back in studio next week. However, first of all, head to Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like. Make sure you engage. Ask questions, comments, all that stuff. We appreciate and we invite everything that our listeners have to contribute. Head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you subscribe. And while you're there, before anything, leave a rating, preferably a 5-star rating, if you like the luxurious sound of my voice, and a review. Yes, sorry. I lost track of my thoughts there. And a review. And then settle in. And if you're not caught up, head back, listen to episodes past, and settle in for episode 44 of War Room the Hockey Podcast, bringing you headlines and notes this week across the hockey community. War Room the Hockey Podcast is proud to be friends with Ryan Walter, NHL veteran, NHL great, turned actor, motivational speaker, leadership guru. He is a tremendous friend of the show, and we couldn't be prouder to have him as such. He is a leadership guru. He leads leadership retreats in BC, as well as travels to different businesses in different locations, different sports teams and businesses, giving leadership conferences and leadership retreats and speeches to all the necessary CEOs and leaders alike. He is a tremendous human being above all else, and we are proud to call him a friend. Those of you wondering who he is, make sure you head to ryanwalter.com. You can also see him if you know the movie Miracle, about the 1980 gold medal U.S. hockey team. He plays the referee in the U.S. versus Russia game in that movie. So make sure you check that out. But most importantly, head to ryanwalter.com. That is ryanwalter.com. Check him out. He is a tremendous leader, tremendous businessman, tremendous athlete, and a tremendous human being. Ryan Walter and ryanwalter.com. War Room the Hockey Podcast, episode 44 this week. Some news and headlines coming to you. Chris Kreider is still running away as your number one player on the trade bait list heading into the trade deadline. Several teams still believed to be involved. The Boston Bruins and the Colorado Avalanche being headliners. Colorado will be the interesting team to watch at the trade deadline, simply because Philip Grubauer is out for an undisclosed amount of time with a lower body injury. Nazem Kadri is out, and Mikko Rantanen is out for several weeks with an upper body injury. So they are the one interesting team to look out for. But some other moves have already occurred. Today, as of this recording, Alec Martinez was traded from the LA Kings to the Vegas Golden Knights for 2 second-round draft picks, one in 2020 and then the other in 2021. Other moves that have occurred, Brendan Dillon was moved to the Washington Capitals for a 2020 second-round pick and a conditional third-round pick in 2021. Marco Scandella was traded from the Montreal Canadiens to the St. Louis Blues for a 2020 second-round pick and a conditional fourth-round pick in 2021. As well as Dylan DeMello. He was traded from the Ottawa Senators to the Winnipeg Jets for a 2020 third-round pick. Some injury notes here real quick. Andreas Janssen of the Toronto Maple Leafs, he had successful knee surgery. He is out 6 months, so his season is over. Brock Besser, fractured rib cartilage, 6 to 8 weeks. Hopefully he returns for Vancouver come playoff time, but he is out a max of 8 weeks. And Mikko Rantanen, updated information. If you follow social media, you saw the post, but updated information. Mikko Rantanen had an MRI done, no broken collarbone, which was originally reported, which is tremendous news for him and the Avalanche. But he is still deemed to be out several weeks. The 6 to 8 weeks might be overshooting it, but several weeks nonetheless. So, in other news, Adam Foote relieved of duties in Kelowna for the Kelowna Rockets. An interim head coach stepping in. He did a tremendous job turning the Kelowna Rockets around after an abysmal start to the year last year. His son is the captain, Nolan Foote, playing tremendous hockey. His son was just a part of a trade between New Jersey and Tampa Bay that saw Blake Coleman go to the Lightning. Standings in the BCHL are pretty much set. Coquitlam Express have not only clinched the playoff berth and the division, but they've clinched the entire BCHL. So congratulations to them with 92 points. Penticton V's coming in second to them in the BCHL. So playoffs just around the corner, as well as NCAA hockey. Several weekends left to play, but they are getting down to the wire here for their conference tournaments, which will lead into the Frozen Four. In the NCAA, right now your top seeds in Atlantic hockey is American International. In the Big Ten Conference, it's Penn State. In the ECAC, it is Clarkson. In the Hockey East, it is Boston College. In NCHC, it is North Dakota running away with the number one seed. In the WCHA, it is Minnesota State. So tremendous hockey going across the board. I've said it before, NCAA hockey and Junior A hockey are becoming valid alternatives to Major Junior in the growth of hockey players. Stay tuned to War Room on Instagram and on Facebook. Twitter as well. We at War Room here need to get better about posting on Twitter, but Twitter is one of our platforms. Stay tuned there for further trade deadline updates and further hockey news. We will look forward to being back in studio all together here and providing a full episode with full content coming next week. So apologies for any inconvenience. Thank you for your patience with these shorter episodes the past couple weeks. But it is important here at War Room to at least get content out there for our listeners. So thank you for tuning in. That's all headlines up to this point. I'm sure as I'm speaking, more information is coming down the pipeline in terms of trades and other news. But stay tuned to the social media platforms for those updates. We will have our favorite goalie and hopefully our favorite veteran here. Those of you that listen know it's my dad, but hopefully he'll be back in studio as well next week. And we will provide you all the content for a full-length episode. So thank you for tuning in. Again, our listeners are the driving force behind what we do. We can't thank you enough for your continued support. Like I said at the beginning, head to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That is War Room Hockey Podcast, at War Room Hockey Podcast, and at War Hockey, respectively. Make sure you follow. Head to warroomhockey.com. That's where you can see the latest episodes of the podcast, as well as subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and make sure you leave a rating and a review, preferably a 5-star rating. We appreciate the love. And I'm Evan Rauer, and I will see you all throughout the hockey community. Cheers.